in order to making sure you understand more what I just mentioned about price ceilings and price floor, I just give you another example. We have learned in the past in economic that we have the thing called supply, which is the maximum stock that you can get throughout the time. Demand, which is the need of your customer. When you plot the graph together using the price and the quantity, you get the demand and supply. In that point, that the graph closing, you get the thing called price equilibrium, which is the best price that you can offer in the market. But at the same time, sometimes you get forced by governments, law, and regulation, which make the price is not possible and that price equilibrium. It will go higher or lower depend on the price for price ceiling you get from the government in that market. And this is very important information to know. Then another question that people have when they start doing pricing is, what if I know? How do I know what would be the right price? How do I know what would be the willingness to pay that customer going to pay it to us? I just giving you another method, which is going to call an easy market survey. Let's say, for example, today I want to launch the beer, the Heineken beer at 2 ounce, two sizes. One is 12 ounce and one at 22 ounce. What happened is I want to see what would be the minimum pricing and the minimum price that people going to pay. So I went out to the market, launching a small market survey and then plotting the graph as you can see below. So from that graph, you can see that the red triangle actually indicate the minimum price point that people is willingness to pay for 12 ounce, while the maximum price point have been indicated in pink square from the graph. And also the blue spot here indicate the minimum 22 ounce and the maximum have been indicated by the green spots on the slide. From that price point, you will see what would be the right quantity or the right maximum revenue that you can get from the price. As well as at the same time, when you launch the market research, you also need to consider a couple of points. For an example, what would be the difference price between you and your competitor at that moment? Giving you the same example of beer industry, they have a lot of beer in the shelves. How do you going to make sure that the customer is not considering the beer of the one next to you compared to your price every time they walk into the market? Or do they have any change in price lately coming in your industry? Do they have any price discrimination between channels? For example, some of the products have been selling online and offline with different price. So that is the thing that we need to consider when set up the price. The last thing is the sample size. You know, sometimes when you have the new segmentation, you have to think about the sample size because that would be one way to going to have your market penetration in the market. Another way that people are using when they're finding the willingness to pay is really using a robot. Let's say, for example, you might see a lot of time when you open the airplane, you are booking for the airplane ticket. The price has been changing, even the same price, the same time with the same airline, but you are using different time of the booking. That's what we call the dynamic pricing. On the right hand side, you will see an example of the flight tracking from 5 airline, from 5 airport, and you will see that from that 5 airline, from that 5 airport that you have, you're able to see what would be the next competitor move because you have been collect the data from the historical data. This is very good example for dynamic pricing. It's good when you have the segmentation customer. For example, in airline, if you using a MacBook with other PC, you might have different price because that's how they segment the market. The peak time offer and off-peak, on-peak time and off-peak time offer is another example when you're doing the pricing. Another thing that you are looking at right now that I just mentioned is the time that you purchase or the condition. Whether you want the bundle package, which is going to include with the airline is going to be an in-flight meals, a drinks, or not including. That's another way of looking at what would be the right setup pricing. Another example is when you're having a new innovation product and service, what we are looking at is we want to learn, we want to build the right pricing from that we want to build the right pricing from the last learning and we want to measure is this right or wrong. Giving an example that I'm showing in here, the first example is what if you want the rent in your apartment with only monthly instead of having a yearly rentals. Can we put the yearly rental, which is much more higher price than having a 12-month contract? Would it be possible? Can we test it out? Yes, of course. You can try to build that kind of the offer up and then make sure is it really work in your product and service and learn from that. Are you looking at the restaurant now? They're not only having a time of different time between happy hour of the drinks and then normal price, but you can have the price variety depend on the time of the day. You can have different price on the morning, afternoon, and the evening, just to make sure that you get the maximum profit out of that. That is another way of the price testing for the restaurant industry. Another thing is you might looking for the segmentation, where you see it on the right hand side that the segmentation that they're going to give the special offer is going to be only with the people who can read and understand Thai, but not only in other market. That's what happened when they are doing the price discount for different segmentation. So that would be the one of the idea. In the next chapter, I will going to talk more about what would be the right price testing, what we can do in the market from the concept price that you have been draft. Thank you.